everybody, this is Tim Kittro, and you're watching Old School Gamer Live. Boom shakalaka!
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got brand new competition over here on Leagues Online. Please subscribe to Old School Gamer Live. Bring your gamepad and your pride. The competition's ramping up, and this is where you draw the line. You got the passion, then you got the time. We got classic arcades. All you have to do is press rewind. From Nintendo, Capcom, Taito to Konami, Midway, Data East, Sega to Atari. Outrun anyone in the ever Ferrari. Become a rad race on any board and don't feel sorry. I'm battling waves of brigades and it feels so gnarly. I'm jumping through hoops and circuses just like Charlie. My killer instinct, bashful and spectator lobbies will ruin the party. Turtle shells all over your body. We got King Creole brings the stress, no quarter brings a test. Bring your A game, shut your mouth and not finesse. Here's the quest, are you ready for the competition? Recognition on leaderboard beyond our comprehension. Be that one, be that number one guy who will decide on Old School Gamer Live.
Welcome, my friends, to another episode of Old School Gamer Live. And when I say my friends, I'm absolutely serious about that because every one of you guys is very special to us. We make great relationships in this industry, and we love to continue to do that. Hanging out with these dude.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. What's going on?
Oh, not much, man. Another Thursday. Actually feeling pretty good. It's been a good day. I got a lot of stuff accomplished. And now we're hanging out with all of you guys. And like I said, we really appreciate every one of you guys.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We have a quality group that hangs out every week and contends and competes. And like I said, we appreciate you guys. Let's see who's hanging out with us tonight. We got Seeps. Good to
What's
see
going
you.
on, everybody?
We got Wrangler. What up, dude? We got our Heavy Metal Titans cups going. And speaking of Heavy Metal Titans, everybody get your hashtags in because this week I am buying somebody their very own version of Heavy Metal Titans on Steam. You do have to have a Steam account, and then you have to friend me, and then that's how I force everybody to be my friend on there. I'm buying games. So you got to friend me, then I can send you the gift code. So get your hashtags into the chat, guys, and somebody will win. All right, so we got Wrangler. We got an extra special guest tonight that never comes by, but he did this week because I hassled him a couple of days ago on his show. So I appreciate you coming by, man. And he asked me something. He said, better on Facebook. I'm not sure, man. It doesn't really matter to us. YouTube is cool. Twitch, if you're already on Twitch, hang out there. Hang out there.
Good to see you, Rascal.
Absolutely. We got Sacro. What up, dude? We got Six.
Sacro.
We got Mitchell. We got Andy. Good to see you, man. Jer. Our boy Jer.
Jerry. What's going on, man?
Okay, G.I. Joel. Everybody's hanging out tonight. Good to see you guys. Let's get right on into it. We have some cool news going on this week. First thing I want to talk about, guys, let me pull this up. Super Mario RPG is coming back. I'm absolutely blown away by this. They're doing a remake on it. If you ever played this one, or if you didn't, this is one to play, guys. Let's watch the trailer on it here. So there we go, guys. We are so excited about that one. I mean, when that one came out, that was really a game changer for RPG games. At least for me, it was. It created new characters in the Mario universe and added the timing feature, the rhythm of timing the hits and everything, and it would strengthen them. It was so cool. It was so
1996, man. I tell you, this is for those of your kids or people who are first-time RPG players. This is an excellent first RPG to get your feet wet. You know, may not want to go straight into Final Fantasy. This is a good one to pick up. I'm excited because they're staying true to the original, obviously with enhanced graphics, as well as I think, how do you pronounce her name? Yeah, Yoko Shimura will be doing the music. The original composer from the first one from 96. So this will be good.
This is one of the games I actually have a physical copy of. I still have my
still have it? Oh,
yeah,
man.
Still have it. It's probably worth like $200 too, man, because they are very expensive now. You find an original SNES cartridge of the RPG, dude, it's expensive. So I got that one. It's one of the very few ones that I actually have. Yeah. Richard Dello, man, good to see you.
What's going on, man?
We got Julie. Good to see you, friend.
Hey.
Thanks for being out. And we got Hollywood. Good to see him.
Hollywood in the building. This is a good first one, Mark. If you haven't played it,
this is one to play, man. Seriously, this is, and it's not. They did so much cool stuff in the Mario universe on this game. Like, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not all candy and bubble gum. It gets brutal and it gets dark. It's hilarious. So yeah, that's an absolute blast of a game. We are super excited about that coming out. Casey, do you have another article, or are we good on news?
Oh, we good. That's the only hot thing. Yeah. Obviously, the hot news this week. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but the hot news this week was about IRK, which everybody's been talking about. So that's not new news. So
all right, let's get to our tournament, or our tour, old school gamer tour. Where are we going to be this weekend? We're going to be at Illinois Game Con. Come and hang out with us there. Our pal Ryan's going to be there. He is going to be running the Nintendo Championship. So get there and play the cartridge. Get the high score. I don't know what he's going to give away. Maybe a subscription, maybe some old stock. Who knows? But go hang out with us there. It's going to be an absolute blast. It always is. Ton of stuff going on there, too. That is one of the bigger ones. So if you are interested in a trade show, go check that one out. Make sure to hang out with us on our next show coming up, guys. First Friday. It's coming up in about, 2 weeks now?
2 weeks, first Friday.
Yep.
Get ready. It's going down.
Yeah, get your menu here for the drink. We have Casey's Caribbean Rum Punch we're going to be making during the show, and then Casey's Barbecue Shrimp. He's going to be cooking. We're going to be drinking. We're going to be talking about 80s and 90s toys. We're going to be talking about all kinds of cool stuff, music, movies. It's going to be an event. So hang out with me, KC, Messiah. We're probably going to have 6 hanging out with us as well, and maybe even a couple extra special guests as well. So check us out on that one.
It's going down.
Our weekly tournament roundup. We got a lot of stuff going on this week, guys. Tons and tons of fun stuff. What's going on, guys? Man, we got everybody hanging out tonight. This week, like usual, we'll start off with MCAP's pinball tournaments. He's rocking Haunted House this week on the Legends family of pinball tables. So get in on that one. This is a really great virtual table. He's got World Cup Soccer. I've never played this one, but I see a lot of people have really good opinion on this game. So I want to see.
I haven't played it, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but a lot of people say it's a great game. So over on Pinball FX, you got the Bally World Cup Soccer going on. Ends the 27th, so get your scores in on that one. Polycade has a ton of stuff going on this summer, a bunch of in-person stuff, and you can see over there, Illinois Game Con, they got a tournament there, so go hang out with them there. On top of that, they also have some online tournaments popping. Asteroids, Downwell, Donut Dodo. All you got to do is play the games in their AGS software, score on the leaderboard, and you can win a ton of different prizes that they always have. I love that about these guys, is they have really inventive stuff. I mean, look at that. They got probably donuts from Hertz Donuts or something as a prize. All kinds of stuff. So, yeah, these guys are really cool. Go check out Polycade. Our pals over at our Arcade High Scores Challenge Club, our first, very original challenge club ever before Arcade 1-Up, before At Games, before any of the home arcades were even around. This is what we did. We would screenshot our scores and send them to each other on this Facebook page. So hang out with the OGs over here. Our new pals at Retro Games Fun, they have a weekly vote on what game is going to be the challenge game for the weekend. And then all weekend long, we battle on that game to get the high score. Absolute blast over there. So hang out with us at Retro Games Fun. We have Neo Turf Masters, and I'm excited about next month because Warren's just popping right now the summer series. He's doing a different challenge every single week for Neo Turf Masters. So hang out with us over here on the Neo Turf Masters Clubhouse on Facebook. We have a blast over there. Our pals UAG, OTG, Moat. Go hang out with those boys. Weekly retro party. Also, Moat has his own shows, 1,000 shows. I think he's live every single day. Would you say that's correct, Casey? I think
Yeah. I can catch Moat lunchtime. I can catch him at dinner time. That's what I'm talking about.
I think he's live at least once a day. I seriously do. I see we got Renzo in here. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Our pal Raskler. He's here also. We got Raskler and Shotgun Sean. Go hang out with them. They're doing all kinds of fun stuff all the time. They're playing pinball. They're doing Jackbox shows. They're doing Switch, doing Mario Kart. You name it, these guys are doing it. Our pal Six has a new show that's been doing very well. It's rocking. He's getting awesome views. He's doing very well with it. Go check him out. It's a fun show. It's the alter ego battling himself. It's really, really fun. All right, guys, there's our plugs for the week. Holy crap. I told you, it's a lot of stuff a lot of stuff now, but
it's a busy week.
Yeah, and that's fine. If you guys have a tournament or a challenge or a show that you're doing and you want a little help promoting it, let us know. We'd be more than happy to talk about it on our show right here. All right, let's bring on our guest. We are so excited to talk to Roger. Let's play this trailer to his movie, The Man Who Saved the Game. Here we go.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Tell us everything about the greatest shot you ever took.
I'm Roger Sharpe. I've always wanted to be a writer.
Wife, girlfriend,
Boyfriend.
Divorced, actually.
You should be happy. You finally wrote something important.
So you're single. Welcome to GQ.
If people are going for drinks.
Actually, I have a date. This probably sounds weird, but I play pinball all the time. Helps me focus.
Are you any good?
It may be the thing that I am best at. Why are they taking the machines? We got busted.
It never even occurred to me that the game was illegal.
But for over 3 decades, pinball was banned in New York City.
I want to show the city council members that they've had it wrong for all these years.
Oh, you're a reporter?
I just have a question about the pinball ban, sir.
Somebody keep these damn kids away from me.
We're going to set up a hearing, and we'd like you to come in to testify.
You're going to play pinball at City Hall?
I want to redeem the game.
That is a game of chance.
That is a game of skill.
Well,
Very cool, very cool. My friend Roger, Mr. Sharpe, how are you?
What's going on, Roger? Welcome.
Greetings. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you taking the time and having an interest in having me come on.
We're thrilled to talk to you, actually. I think it's such a cool and interesting thing what you did. It's so crazy that there was a time that pinball was illegal.
It doesn't resonate with me that pinball is illegal.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
You guys are all too young. I understand.
We're fortunate enough, that we didn't have to go through that. Can you tell us a little bit what got you started in pinball at the first place?
Well, I think, and the movie kind of points this out a little bit, and I think people within at least the pinball community have heard the story far too many times. But I mean, I grew up in Chicago where pinball was illegal. Went to college at the University of Wisconsin where I discovered the game, and there was just something that kind of drew me in. and started playing and just had, I guess, an affinity of sorts with it. Graduated, moved to New York City, and lo and behold, the games were illegal. So I found a couple of places in the city where I could play them. One, yes, as it's pointed out in the movie, an adult bookstore just outside of Times Square. And another one down in the Village. But I used to go to New Jersey and Connecticut and out on Long Island to not only explore because I was from the Midwest, but also finding places to play pinball. So, I've said that growing up pinball ignorant, going from that to feast to famine kind of set me on a course where the net result so many years later is the fact that, yes, I was in a position to actually help overturn a law that had been on the books. Wow. And truly to kind of carve out maybe a different trajectory for my career.
Man, from the sounds of it, man, and I work in government affairs, and you were doing some lobbying. You were testifying, and I know how intense those hearings are. Man, tell us, what were you thinking when you were going and confront these council members and assembly members advocating for a law to get flipped?
Well, it was interesting because, I had no intention of doing any of that. I actually just wanted my own pinball machine. That was the whole motivation. And I was at GQ magazine at the time as associate editor, eventually became managing editor, and thought, if I do an article on pinball, I'll get to meet people and I'll know how to buy a game. And I wound up going to New York City Library to look for any kind of reference. And there was none. And I went back and sat down with the editor and said, that article I was going to do is going to be a bit more difficult. There's no books on the subject. And his comment was, if you think you know so much, why don't you write a book? So the process literally started that way. And I think eventually meeting people in the industry, I was I'll try to be humble with this. I was a fairly gifted pinball player. People kind of knew of me and about me, and the New York State Association was mounting a new campaign to try to overturn the law. Had heard about me, reached out and asked if I'd be willing to go in and testify on behalf of the industry to help overturn the restrictions. And again, I sound like one of these people on a talk show that keeps on promoting their book or their movie. I don't mean to do it that way, but in essence, the part in the movie is somewhat accurate, where they were going to try to stress that here are all the peep shows and everything. You're letting this in. How can you not let pinball in? And I just said, if that's what you're going to do, the heck with it. I don't want any part of it. And they changed their minds. And I think one of the things that intrigued them the most, Casey, to really kind of answer the question a little bit more succinctly, was that I wasn't working for the industry. The book publisher was outside. I mean, I was employed at GQ magazine. So the fact that I really had no personal relationship with the industry gave them a sense that, okay, you can go in and testify. You have no reason to testify one way or another other than being honest and truthful. It's not as if you're going to gain anything necessarily personally.
Right.
And to answer the question again is, I was only apprehensive because back then, I've gotten a little bit better in my old age, but somewhat claustrophobic. The idea of sitting in the chamber when I opened up the door, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to survive sitting there, and sat down with one of the attorneys on behalf of the association and said, I'm not going to do this. You're going to be fine. You know all this stuff. I said, yeah, but if I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go, then don't worry about it. You can just excuse yourself.
Yeah, you don't get no breaks.
Well, I felt as if I was going to be trapped, I guess is the best way to describe it. And the thing that really kind of set me off, because people have said, well, were you nervous? Were you apprehensive? Or no, I wasn't at all, other than, as I said, my own neuroses, if you will, my own phobias, was I got attacked. So, so who do you work for? GQ magazine. Here you're writing a book. Who's paying for that? The publisher and myself. Yeah, but how are you related? I mean, it was kind of like coming after me. I was like, God damn it. Who are you? I'm just here
trying to find a I guess.
Doing research on a book. I like pinball. I've met the people who created this industry. They're all good people. And now you're attacking me? So I think that whatever type of nervousness, if you will, that I might have had just dissipated. Wow. And I knew that I was going to be playing. So I was looking forward to I was somewhat of a show off back then. At brief moments in time, I am again, but they're very, very brief, very sporadic.
You're back now.
But I really just wanted to stick it to them. And I think that was, the part that somewhat was freeing.
I love that.
That's the best way to describe it.
I love that.
That's amazing.
Question for you here. What is your favorite pinball table? Right, tough to answer.
Oh, man. Yeah, I want to hear this one.
Anybody watch the movie Sophie's Choice? Which child do you want to save?
Oh, man.
I mean, which son do I like better?
It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one.
And it definitely is. Look, I've had the pleasure and the good fortune to design a number of different games. Both of my sons think that Cyclops is their favorite game. So I will say that Cyclops is probably one of my favorites, although truthfully, the first one I ever did design, Sharpshooter, does remain
I've seen that.
high on the list because it gave me the chance to kind of break through as an outsider to actually design a game. So that was something that was unique, which nowadays has become somewhat of a regular course of action, at least in the pinball industry, as well as, and you guys know this, as well as in gaming in general. Get a couple of guys to get together. One does graphics, one does programming. Lo and behold, they have, in quotes, a software company. They've created an app or they created a game, and they're on a skyrocket, all the way up to the stars. So I guess those would be a couple of my favorites, if you will. But I have 25 games at home, including 5 antiques, the first one ever patented from 1871 by Montague Redgrave. So I have a few different that
answers this question if you own any pinball machines. So you answered that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the next question.
25. That you must have a nice space there.
Well, I used to have 5 in a studio apartment. So, yeah, I mean, I've expanded over the years. I have an understanding wife. My sons grew up with 2 pinball machines each in their bedrooms. So, what more do you want?
Do you have any other games, just pinball, or any video games?
I have, and I was watching the opening of the show. I have a fairly comprehensive library of Nintendo, Sega Master System.
Nice.
I used to be the editor of Video Games Magazine in another era. So the amount of stuff that I have accumulated far exceeds Atari 7800, Mattel and television.
Nice.
So the list kind of goes on and on. So yes, any full-size video games? No, unfortunately. The times where I could have had them was still the studio apartment and just no room.
So Roger, what do you, man, it's funny you mentioned that you own 25 machines. I'm actually going to the auction this weekend, and I'm hoping to win maybe one. I lost last time, right? What do you think about these pinball prices? Because right now, you better go in with at least minimum, maybe 4,000. That's minimum. And that's what do you think about these prices now? It went from reasonable to now $12,000 for a brand new pinball machine.
Yeah, I hear you. I have this discussion with my sons a lot. My younger son, Zachary, actually heads up marketing at Stern Pinball.
Oh, yeah, Stern. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my older son is a CFO at Raw Thrills, but also was very deeply involved in the latest pinball creation from Play Mechanics called Pulp Fiction. So they're very close to the scene. I'm one of those people who say, are you kidding me? But as they said, the price to build a game these days has escalated, not just in terms of parts and all the rest of it, but also labor, the intensity of creating a game literally from scratch. It takes anywhere from about a year to 2 years to bring to life and fruition. So with all that being said, I get it. I understand it. I think, for most people who want a game, to your point, it is difficult to part with money that would be better spent potentially on a down payment on a house. But there are older games that have been restored, refurbished, that probably you can get for a couple of $1,000s. I'm not suggesting that a couple of thousand is affordable either, but I think that, look, there's opportunities out there if somebody wants a pinball machine. And I think that the key is just being as smart a consumer as you can be, going to the various shows, conventions, and wherever, playing games. So much of the games that are on display, whether they be video, pinball, or anything else, are set up on free play. You have people that bring in games for sale, folks that bring them in just to kind of show off some of their collections. Get to know people. Or if there's a barcade near where you live and you're going and frequenting, or a family entertainment center, talk to the store manager. Maybe there's a game on the floor that you really like, and it's like, hi.
Good idea, yeah.
Can I buy that from you for like $800? What do you think?
So we getting a lot of people asking this, and I think this is a perfect segue. How do you feel about digital pinball? Because for those who can't afford to pay the $15,000 for a Godfather machine, or maybe the Pulp Fiction, we can get a digital option. So what do you think about that?
I think that it's great. I think that Zen and a lot of the other providers have done incredible work on not just reinventing, if you will, virtual editions of, in the case of my background, Williams and Bally pinball machines from years past, and providing a bit more interactivity, if you will, that didn't exist in the mechanical world. I think it gives people a great starter. Let's face it, if you have your iPad or your iPhone and you're done playing Merge Mansion or something else, and you can get a pin game to start playing, how wonderful is it to actually be able to play something virtually, go to a convention or a show, and someone's, oh my God, there's Medieval Madness. Oh, I've been playing that. I know exactly what to do. I mean, you've already done your tutorial.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
It's great training.
People, well, and you guys were talking about it before a little bit with the RPG. For so many folks, it's intimidating to walk up to any game for the first time and not know, what should I do?
Right.
And I think that intimidation factor goes far beyond pinball. I've joked in the past, look, I was around when Mortal Kombat was being created at Williams Valley Midway. And I just remember going out in a test location, and you get beat up unmercifully by a 5-year-old. It is a very humbling experience because they're knowing and remembering all the secret stuff. And, I've forgotten all of that when I was playing it at the factory. So I think that, truthfully, I think virtual has done great things to help promote and make more approachable pinball, as well as, let's face it, as well as video games. Whether you're actually sampling something, and I go back to the days where you had to buy a cartridge, and plug it in. Nowadays, you can buy things virtually, and then
virtual store,
right, and then do your add-ons accordingly. But I think that it's a great starter way, and especially if you don't have the room and the space,
right,
to do it. And what has happened, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this or any of the viewers, there are any number of companies that have built up cabinets, pop in, your software, there's a monitor, and play, in quotes, virtual pinball on a virtual pinball cabinet table.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We actually have some, the Atkins Legends pinball table. And it's what was $500, $600?
About 600, yeah.
You can. Years ago, I had actually worked at a company. They created Ultra Pin, and Ultra Pin was great. I think we had like 10 different games on it.
So, we got another question for you here. It says, what do you feel about the evolution of games from EM to modern games? Is more better, or is less sometimes better?
Yeah.
Yes and yes. I think it's really a question of where's your comfort level as a player. Look, whatever the toys are, the basics still exist in terms of just basic geometry. Where's the ball going to? Where is it coming from? Do I have multiple flippers? What's my objective? How do I get comfortable with it? And I think that for so many people who are into pinball, the idea of playing an old style game isn't as satisfying.
Right.
It's like, what? God, they don't even have a dot matrix. Oh my God. And nowadays it's not, there's no LCD. I mean, seriously, is that pinball? and I think that, again, if the toys are integrated in a way thematically that they work. If I'm playing Godzilla and there's a building or there's a Godzilla character on the playfield and I have to hit him, that makes sense in the scheme of things where you can actually do that in effectively a three-dimensional environment. So I think that, I think everybody, look, the old saying is, God, I feel really ancient when I say this. That's why they make chocolate and vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
There's something. There's something for every flavor. So I come back from a time where when video games first emerged back in the mid '70s, things were somewhat easy, and then suddenly it was like, oh my God, I got to do a whole season now for this football game, and I got to line up everything. It wasn't as intuitive. It took you a half hour to get the game going, especially on the old Commodore 64, and maybe you only had 10 minutes before dinner started. It's just like, why am I wasting all my time doing this? So,
I went to an auction last year, and they had a bunch of original pinball tables that weren't even pinball tables. They were basically, you'd pull the plunger and the ball would go up and would bounce down and fall into a hole, and wherever it fell in, you got those points. There was really no strategy to it. And there was probably, 4 or 5 of those there, and they all went for $100.
There was strategy. Those are some of the pre-filter games.
Yeah.
That's where the strategy is in the plunger.
Oh, really? So how far you bring it back is where the strategy is.
You got it.
Interesting.
And a little bit of nudging as the ball's rolling down, hitting off of
See, I got to learn that, the nudging.
That's interesting. So, that's how you control the ball then. Okay. Very cool. So then after that, then they started picking up with the EM stuff, right? They would slowly have some sort of a bell or a chime, and then they would have a couple of lights blasting if you're lucky, and then some flippers. And then after that, then they moved up. Now, I want to talk about the game that you played to win the lawsuit. I actually have some footage of it here real quick. Let's check this out, guys. It's called Bank Shot.
If I had known you when you were a little younger, I knew you might have learned a thing or two. If I had known you longer, you might be a little stronger. Maybe you'd shoot straighter than you do. Maybe you'd shoot straighter than you do. As he walked into the pool room, you could tell he didn't fit. In his handmade boots, custom suit, and pearl-handled shooting stick. Tonight there'd be a showdown when everyone who keeps the meanest game around, the Baron of Billy Joe. Billy Joe looked edgy, about to lose his cool. But the Baron's hands were steady as the two began to duel.
I gotta say, that is.
I like the bells and lights.
Very colorful.
Yeah, it's clean.
It really is.
I said it's simple.
Yeah, I like
simple
that.
And clean.
I would definitely play it. So, what made you pick that one as the showcase game?
I didn't, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
The association worked with a local distributor, and I did not know what games would be there.
No kidding.
There were 2 games that were set up in the council chambers. One was El Dorado. and the other was a backup bank shot. And I assumed that I was going to be playing El Dorado. It was just like, okay, whatever. I mean, at that point, I had played all the games. And as I said, look, I was incredibly good. It really didn't matter. It was just a question of, how can I show off? And when I got ready, it was like, it's time now to play. And again, the head of the council stopped me dead in my tracks as I turned to go play the El Dorado. And again, in the movie, it's kind of shown, but it's like, not that game, that game. And I think he thought that the El Dorado, he thought the El Dorado was rigged, fixed somehow.
So he had to pick a random one.
Well, it's a mechanical device. If something happens, we have a backup. And instead, he made a big case out of it to say, all right, it's going to be that one, or we don't do any of this. And did a 10-minute, I think it was like a 10 or 15-minute recess because he wanted to get all the TV cameras, news crew, and everything else all around the game. So I took a break to the hall. I think probably the guys from the MAA were, concerned. It's not as if I had practiced or anything. It was just like, and again, that's a little bit different than what we portray in the movie, but you're going to be okay with it? Yeah, whatever. It's fine. And in fact, it was easier to talk about the layout, geometry, and objective of Bank Shot. And there's a fabulous site for folks who are interested, Internet Pinball Database, ipdb.org. So you can look up Bank Shot and you can look up El Dorado if you're curious to do so. But with El Dorado, I would have had a totally different type of discussion just based on the rules. Basically, it was a generic game where you're just kind of spelling out El Dorado kind of thing. With Bank Shot,
I think I have El Dorado on my machine. I need to fire that off.
With Bank Shot, hey, it's a pool-based game, guys. All the targets relate to hitting pool balls and finishing out a rack. So it made it a heck of a lot easier for me to describe the fundamentals for the council members who were all standing around. And then, admittedly, the coup de grace was the plunger and calling my shot.
That is so cool.
Man, that's crazy.
So cool.
Well, let me amplify just for a second, if you don't mind.
You got it.
It wasn't as if I wasn't calling my shots prior to that. I played the first ball and made some shots and whatever here, talking about the game and here's the targets and so on. Second ball the same, and I'm just doing stuff, and I think it was probably happening too quickly for them to really understand and appreciate what was going on. Cradling a ball, okay, I'm going to go here, here, here. I think when you do that repeatedly, it does not have the same impact, if you will, that ultimately, as I got ready to plunge the third ball, I remembered encountering some games where there was only an automatic plunger. And today, for people who play pinball, what's the big deal about that? Well, back in 1974, 75, 76, that didn't really exist. And I hated it because the games were not designed for just pushing it in and the ball being sent up. And as I went to pull back, I stopped for a minute and talked about, see these gradient lines over here? If I line this up just right, it's going to go down the middle lane, because there's 5 lanes. It's a 5-ball game. The only way that I can get the one is by being skillful and pulling back the plunger. And lo and behold, I pulled back the plunger. It went up, came back over, came down, and in basketball, I guess they call it a swish, nothing but net.
Swish.
It went right down the middle. And it was like, okay, we've seen enough. So it's just interesting the way things wind up happening.
Yeah.
Where just as a sense of spontaneity, something like that happens, and again, the whole world kind of changes, at least when it comes to games. And more importantly, I will make the reference back then, somewhat pre-video games. If the pinball arcades didn't exist, there would have been no homes for video games to go into. So people who are either on one side of the fence or the other, be thankful that pinball existed. So the video games like Space Invaders and Asteroids and Space Wars and all the rest of it could find a home.
Definitely paved the way. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk about your involvement in the movie. How much were you involved? Were you able to change lines? Were you able to be on site and move things around, direct things? How did that go down for you?
I was very much directly involved, very much hands-on, very much somewhat of a controlling person. I think for people who know me probably know that. I was involved in the casting.
Oh wow.
I was on set. It was a 22-day shoot. I was there for 4 days, came back for a weekend, and went back out for the final 4. Yes, I worked very diligently with Meredith and Austin Bragg, 2 incredibly gifted and talented writers and directors, to really kind of hone the script and the dialogue, revealing a lot of myself, so that much of what's in the movie is pretty much on target. We did take some liberties and latitude. I was able to allow myself to be made fun of in some spots. But, again,
a lot of accuracy.
Yeah, really. I think, again, it was very much a collaborative effort. I wouldn't have had it any other way. And to answer your point a little bit more, there were some things when we started going through the script where it's like, I will never, ever say that. We need to change that to be X or Y or whatever it is. So very much going back to my roots in magazines of being a hardline editor. We spent innumerable Zoom hours. This was a COVID project. They reached out to me blind back in February of 2020, and the shoot was November 21.
Nice.
And actually, it was my first trip.
And they contacted you?
We had just done a Zoom call. And there was one trip toward the end in 21 where Meredith was doing a trip with his family and stopped by, and Mike Feist, who plays, in quotes, younger me, was just coming back from England after being up for a nomination for a BAFTA award. That's kind of like the UK's version of the Oscars, for his role as Best Supporting Actor in West Side Story, the remake. Wow. So Mike came and visited us and did some video, and then definitely dealt with Dennis, who was just really exceptional and captures the essence of me in ways that I find surprising, and other people actually who know me think, God, Roger, you were great in the movie. And it's like, huh? If you think I was great in that, you should see me in Better Call Saul. It's like, no, that's Dennis. That's not me. I do have a cameo.
That's all. I think everybody's been asking.
I did have my Stan Lee, Alfred Hitchcock moment.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, we're getting close to the end here. I want to ask you, do you have any tips for pinball players out there that will raise their scores? The plunger thing is a big thing. I think the majority of us young pinballs,
I didn't know about that.
We're used to pulling a trigger on the T2 pinball or hitting a button. So that level of accuracy and technique is lost to us. So anything else like that you could help us goofballs with?
Nudging too. Nudging is a thing I need to learn.
I think nudging is really good. What you have to understand is the tolerances of games. Different locations maybe have a tighter tilt.
I see.
Understand that nudging really only happens when it's against an object. If it's just rolling down the middle of the playfield, what are you going to do? Short of just doing a power shift and hope that you don't really set the game off.
Interesting.
When you're nudging, the ball is in the jet bumpers and it's bouncing around. It's bouncing off of a rubber. I mean, you can amplify any kind of action with a simple nudge, right to left, left to right. Ultimately, for many of us, baseball, it's a bat and a ball game, guys. Or, think of it as a racket and a ball if it's tennis. So do you want to go to left field? Do you want to go to right field? Depending on where you're going to hit the ball off of the flipper is going to be where you are going to be sending it. The best angles from the right flipper are going to be to the left. which means that you're not going to be so impetuous that you're going to flip automatically. You're going to wait for that ball to land somewhere around the bottom third of the flipper, right? Right? Not on the inside. On the inside, it's going to go center, or it's going to go right to right, the same way it would. Look, we watch baseball games on TV, or we play games. We know when we're holding back to hit the right field. If we're a right-handed hitter, we're going to wait a little bit, and then we're going to send that ball that particular direction. So it's the same thing with pinball. The other key thing, very quickly, understand when you hit a ball, where is the exit going to be? When I hit it, it's going to circle around. When I hit it, it's going to bounce off of this. Anticipate and get comfortable with where the ball is coming to you next. When you can do that and you can allow yourself to blend in a little bit more with that action, you will find that your scores will get better.
Yeah, I need something because yeah, I just get on there like no quarter said. I just
well, yeah. The other part, and I hate to say this because of all the work that goes into it, it's tough not to get caught up with all the flashing lights and the build-up of music, all the things to heighten your heartbeat. It's all done as a way to see, can you actually counteract that by keeping, I won't call it a Zen moment, but somewhat a Zen moment within yourself where you're not getting distracted. And I think that really becomes the key, is just stay within yourself. And more importantly, have fun. Look, the bottom line to it all, if you can make a shot that you've never made before, congratulations. If you get a score that you've never gotten before, even if it's a terrible score by the sake of everybody else you're playing with, at least you've done something. You've accomplished. You've gotten better.
Right.
So I think take those small little victories and step up to a game and just have fun with it. You know, back in the day, it used to be very easy. I used to tell people to shoot for the flashing light. Now you turn on a game and there's 100.
All of it flash.
There's a billion of them now.
Where do I go now? What do I do?
Your nudge tip is paramount to me because my thought of nudging was always when my ball was going to drain. When it's coming right to the middle, that's when I would nudge, hoping that would just barely move off the track where it wouldn't drain, right? It never works for me, though. So, all right, that's it. You nudge and it hits off something else. Man, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're just influencing it. That's all.
Keep it in play.
I was just going to say, I mean, look, the key ingredient for anybody, myself included, get the ball as far away from the flippers as you can.
Keep it away.
That's funny. Keep away.
You got it.
Roger, where can everybody find your movie for sale or to view?
It's available on, most of the streaming services now. Apple, Netflix, I think, Hulu,
awesome.
Amazon, you name it. If people want to go to pinballfilm.com, that's the official website. And I know they have everything listed on that.
Nice.
So that whatever service you have, go for it. And I know that it's been in theaters, whether or not it's going to be going back in some places. And there is a film festival coming up the end of July. I want to say July 27th in Reno, Nevada, where the movie is going to be featured as one of the opening films for the festival. So if anybody out there lives close by or in Reno, come by. I'll be there. I'll sign an autograph and I'll say hi to you.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm assuming, Roger, you've been to that pinball museum in Vegas too, right?
Absolutely. A very dear friend of mine, Tim Arnold.
Yeah. Okay.
Great place to go to.
I'm going.
There's a new one that just opened up called Pastimes, I think.
Yeah, Pastimes.
In Ohio.
Yeah.
That Rob Burke just opened.
I've seen that, yes.
Yeah, go to the calendar, and I know that you guys do this all the time, not only for all the video shows and the one coming up this weekend in Bloomington, Illinois, but you have a heck of a lot of pinball conventions and shows coming up where people can meet designers, talk to artists, see games that are homebrews, as they're called now, where a couple of guys or group of folks, guys and gals, have built their own game from scratch and kind of show it off. There's some fun, amazing things to really discover in the world of games across the board. And with Old School Gamer, you know, what a fabulous way to kind of bring back memories for me and to resurrect some of the greats over the years for today's generation of people. So I take my hat off to you guys in terms of keeping this entire, I can't call it a hobby. this entire leisure time entertainment
It's leisure time entertainment
alive.
Yeah.
I mean, well done, guys. Truthfully.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
We really appreciate. Hey, we need you guys so we have content and we can continue to promote and keep the nostalgia alive. Really, I mean, this is what we all grew up with doing. It's what we've taught our kids to do now. We're very fortunate that we grew up in the time that we did, where our hobbies are games instead of like my dad that grew up during World War II and stuff. That's what his hobby was, is wartime stuff. We're so fortunate that we get to play video games as our hobbies. It's so fun.
Now I'm gonna go play some pinball. I'm inspired. I got some tips, no quarter. I'm about to get to the top of the leaderboard now, hopefully.
There you go.
Haunted House,
one step at a time.
Yeah, Haunted House is our game of the week. Roger, thank you so much, my friend. We will talk to you again very soon.
Thank you, Roger. On the flip side.
Yes, sir. Flip side it. Later.
All right, man. That was amazing, man.
Awesome. I'm so happy to have him on. We had an issue the first time. I think Ryan messed it up or something. I can't remember what happened, but we got him on finally. And
timing is right now.
Wow. I did buy his movie. It's on YouTube, $9.99 HD. I got it picked up. I'm ready to watch it as soon as I get off of here, and I've processed a couple of orders there out at Uplay. Then I'm going to fire that thing off. So I'm excited to actually watch it finally. I didn't really want to watch it before I talked to him.
Me too. Yeah, same here. I wanted to wait before I watched it.
Yeah.
Now I could put it all together.
I wanted to ask him with real, real confusion and real wonder instead of already knowing what the answer was, Got a lot of guys that have already seen it, though.
Yeah, very a lot of people have been watching it.
Definitely. All right, well, guys, let's get on here. Let's see here. We have our game of the week last week. Sinistar.
Who we got?
Let's see here. Let's see who beat me on Sinistar. Let's get that pulled up here. Stop screen. Share. Here we go.
Who won?
Let's get on here and look and see where our scores are at.
Mensa said he missed it. He's upset.
Looks like
Mr. Jerry.
Mr. Car out of me on Sinistar. Jerry. I just couldn't put the time in on this week. I played Sinistar for quite a long time, and I've never knew that you had to shoot the rocks to produce bombs that you would then collect to kill the Sinistar himself. So I just figured that out today. What an awesome game, guys!
I'll tell you what, Retro Ralph has the sit down, the cockpit version of this. Beautiful cab.
The sit down?
Yeah, it's like a sit down. Dude, you got to look it up. It's like a sit down, man.
I don't see that.
I don't know what it is, but it's like it looks like a Star Wars cockpit. I'm gonna see if I can find it before the show over with.
Wow. Guys, this week's game of the week is Exeron on Antstream. This is a blast as well, another shooter. So get in on that one and see if you can beat my score on that game this week. Now, we're going to start a new challenge segment. We're calling this the Home Arcade Challenge. Now, what's going to happen? I'm going to play a couple of these challenges. Looks like we got Galaga. I'm going to play Galaga here. If you guys can beat my score, we'll look at the leaderboard here. I'm going to play this a couple of times. We'll play the challenge here a couple of times. And if you can beat my score while we're playing live, then you're going to win this beautiful Heavy Metal Titans clock that I made. I know Renzo's sweating to get this, but he could win it. He could win it if he beats my score right now. So let's fire this off. I'm going to do this monthly tournament right here. Turn on my controller. Let's see what I can pull off here. Here we go. I haven't played Galaga on a hand controller, I don't think, ever. So let's see here.
Oh, Galaga.
Looks like we're starting off on, well, I guess first stage with 2 ships. That's nice. So my tips with Galaga is you stay in one place and then move real quick. Let them think you stay in one spot and then bail. Since I already have 2 ships. Oh, no!
Oh!
Unbelievable. That's horrible. We got to do that again. We're doing that one again. Remember, guys, we are doing the Home Arcade Challenge right now, where I'm challenging you right now to Galaga. Go ahead and check it out.
I found it, no quarter. I'm going to flash it real quick.
Yeah, get on there. Let me see what happened to my banner here. All right, here we go.
Check that out.
Oh, that's the
center star that Ralph has.
Look, does it have a sub in the back, or is that just
I don't know what that sucker is. Nice, man.
Look at the speakers on the side. So it has stereo sound.
Dude, wow. The sound on here is scary as hell. So
oh yeah, that used to scare me when I was a kid, man.
Yeah, same here.
That voice. I didn't really like playing the game, quite frankly. All right, let's see what I do.
All right, let's go. Let's see what you got, no quarter.
10K.
That's minimum. That's the only thing I'm accepting.
I gotta tell you, it's hard to play on a controller. It's really weird.
So what's the gist of this challenge? You gotta.
I think you get one life.
Oh, one life. Okay, with double ship.
Yeah, they start you out with a double ship, and you get one life. It looks like.
Okay. 10,000. Oh, you didn't. What?
I missed them.
Come on, no quarter.
All right, there's my 10. At least I got that, guys.
You got 10. You got 10. Now, you know Jerry already on there.
He's already playing. He's already at 50K, probably. Mr. Jerry's already playing.
Sorry, we don't want you depressed. I know that. I know you've been depressed, man.
Fire off Ant stream and play along with me, man. That'll make you feel better.
Oh yeah, Mr. Jerry played the sit down. Yeah, it's dope, man. Rascal's going in. Seeps. Oh, Seeps.
Oh, I want those scorpions. Okay.
20,000. Okay, decent.
You might have a pretty good score to beat here.
I might see 100,000 tonight.
You might.
You know what? Let me see if I can pull up answer.
Yeah, you pull it up too. Ah, that was close. Yes. Oh!
Where you at?
I'm at 26.5 right now.
Man, you got me logging in again.
You're supposed to stay logged in.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that.
I don't know either. Ooh, that was close. Oh no! Wow. All right.
All right. Let me see if I can pull. I'll give it a run live.
All right. Casey's gonna do a run at it. All right.
Let me see if I can present.
3:30.
Share screen.
Let's see here. Anybody play along yet? Yeah. All right. Andy's playing. Rascal. You guys got a score to beat there. 33. That ain't half bad, really. I mean, for a single play.
How do I? Man, I can't share it. For whatever reason, I can't feed it in.
Can't figure it out?
One sec. Yeah.
Share your window. Go from tab to window. That's what I have to do.
I did window. I wondered if I got to share the screen, the entire screen. All right, let's try that. Let's see if that works. All right, see if you see this. All right, do you see the Ant Stream desktop?
Yep, there you go.
Right,
uh-oh. Right. I just got a message that says leaderboard overtake.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh.
So somebody already beat it. Let's see what Casey does here, and then we'll go back and look at that leaderboard.
Tournaments.
Yeah, go to tournaments. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Oh, no. We'll give it another run, Rascal. We got time here. Casey's going to do a run. I don't know. Are you on my friends list? You might not even be on the friends list, actually. We need to look into that.
All right, let's go.
While Casey's playing, I'll look over here and see if you're on it. Let's see here. Social. Yeah, I see Messiah on here, rank 2. We ain't got no audio off you, huh?
You no audio from mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Oh well.
Well, you see me?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool.
That's right. We got our background music going.
Yeah, we got background music. I can't believe I missed all these.
Well, I don't see the leaderboard overtake. What are they talking about?
All right, what's the score to beat No Quarter? What's my score?
33,330.
33,000. Okay.
Yep.
That's tough.
33,000 he's got to beat. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I got lucky on that one, huh? All right, Messiah says he's playing. He ain't showing up, though. You ain't following me. I got you in here, man. I don't know if it's a different Messiah. We'll go over that here in a second. Whenever Casey dies, we'll pull up my friends list and see what's going on. Guys, I am still so excited about having Roger on. That guy.
That was a great interview.
You talk about an industry leader. Holy crap.
He put his money where his mouth is.
You ain't kidding. Sure. I'll tell you, Ryan is an unbelievable character. He knows so many people and big guys in the industry. I mean, how awesome. Now, remember, next week, guys, we're going to do something really fun. We're doing something new and different. I've contacted a handful of different game developers. We're going to do a game developer showcase next week. So what that means is each game developer is going to have 15 to 20 minutes to discuss what games they're working on, what they're coming out with next, what platforms they're going to be on, all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to just showcase our home dev, our indie dev guys,
32-2. Man,
that was so close, man. That was so close.
32. What? Let me see. You did 2 runs.
Yeah, you get one more. We'll
get one more.
We'll allow him one more.
32,000. Ooh, that was close.
I had 2. You can have 2 as well.
All right.
Oh no, I'm looking at the over. We got old Seeps hanging out with us again. Yes,
Seeps is back. Oh boy,
Seeps is back. So guess what happens?
Score is destroyed.
And guys, also, damn that CP. Also, don't let me forget to spin that wheel here in a little bit. I'm buying somebody their own version of Heavy Metal Titans on Steam tonight. So who wins it? We're gonna find out here in a few. All right, Casey has to be at least 33,000 to feel good about himself tonight. He's told me many times that he's a Galaga champion, so I want proof of that right now.
Let's go.
I'm hoping to be completely blown away. Now I got another message that says another leaderboard overtake. This is insane. I'm getting the tar whipped out of me.
Oh! God, I almost had it. Oh my God, I missed one. Oh my God.
And for who's wondering, the score to beat right now, Seep's got us sitting there. The score to beat right now is 77,270.
77,000. Oh my God.
So while we're playing along, this challenge is only live for right now. So you have to be playing along right now. Yeah, Mitchell, good luck on that one, huh? Well, Seeps, here he is once again.
He's back.
Yeah, he's back. It's good to see you guys. I'm serious. We love doing this. We love hanging out with you guys. This is how we take it easy for a little bit during the week. We are very busy goofballs. Always are. Got a lot of responsibilities, and this kind of lets us chill out a little bit, hang out with the boys and the girls whenever Julie's hanging out or whoever. We have a lot of fun with everybody. So thank you again, guys. And thanks for competing with us. Yes, get your hashtags in. Hashtag OSGL to be entered to win your own copy of Heavy Metal Titans. All right, Casey's getting close again. Could he beat my 33,000 and be able to sleep tonight? Let's see.
Dang.
Oh, no, that's
God.
it. I got him. You see that, guys?
Keep talking.
Mentally.
You got me as he said it. That was good, though. That was good.
Good try, man. Good try.
Ooh.
All right.
I love Galaga, though. Galaga is fun.
Galaga is a blast, man. That was one of my favorites, man. We played it in Del Taco. Me and my brother would play it in Del Taco. We would play it in Pizza Chalet. That was our pizza shop.
I'll tell you what, No Quarter, we beat Matthew Broderick's score on War Games. If you guys remember in the movie, he did a terrible score. I think it was like 18,000.
All right, guys. It says we got 8 entries. We're going to give you another 15 seconds to get your entry in if you have forgot. Hashtag OSGL to win your own copy. Let's get my banner up, my beautiful banner here. To get your own copy, purchased from me, coming out of my pocket, straight to you, of Heavy Metal Titans. Support our boys, Squash Bug Games, Renzo, Wrangler, Mark. Support our boys. All right, here we go. We're going to fire this off. Who's the winner this week?
What we got?
6. You lucky sumbitch. He won again, guys. It's been a couple weeks, so we're going to go ahead and give
6.
He won again. Good job, man. And congratulations. Yeah. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. Like usual. We want to see everybody next week as well. Just like I said, the Game Dev Showcase is going to be a blast. We're going to see a lot of new games. Some games that they've been working on for a while to be released on your favorite platform. If you know of any other game devs that we haven't hit up yet, we've hit up MAN THAT, we got Squash Bug, we got Back.
Vanilla Beast is going to be on. Yeah, you got to cut the music.
Yeah, Vanilla Beast should be on as well. I think maybe one more. But anyway, make sure you hang out with us next week, guys. It's going to be an awesome show. You're going to learn a lot of cool stuff. Just like this episode. We had a blast.
That was fun.
Absolutely. We'll see everybody next
Bring
week.
them along, Prince.
Have a good one.
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz, and I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Old School Gamer Magazine now has twice the content, with new columns on retro gaming, arcades, retro computers, indie publishing, and a ton more. Plus gaming history, memories, and modern excitement in every issue. Find out when conventions are happening and what you might have missed at others around the country. Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. If you aren't in the U.S., take a look at our digital options or the new print on demand through Amazon. This massively expanding magazine is all yours in print and digital for just $50 a year in the U.S., $75 in Canada, or digital-only subscriptions, including all of our back issues for just $20 a year. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka!
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Tell us everything about the greatest shot you ever took.
I'm Roger Sharpe. I've always wanted to be a writer.
Wife, girlfriend,
Boyfriend.
Divorced, actually.
You should be happy. You finally wrote something important.
So you're single. Welcome to GQ.
If people are going for drinks,
Actually, I have a date. This probably sounds weird, but I play pinball all the time. Helps me focus.
are you any good?
It may be the thing that I am best at. Why are they taking the machines?
We got busted.
It never even occurred to me that the game was illegal.
But for over 3 decades, pinball was banned in New York City.
I want to show the city council members that they've had it wrong for all these years.
Well, you're a reporter?
I just have a question about the pinball ban, sir.
Somebody keep these damn kids away from me.
We're going to set up a hearing, and we'd like you to come in to testify.
You're going to play pinball at City Hall?
I want to redeem the game.
That is a game of chance.
That is a game of skill.
Well,